Well, let's get the thoughts now then of the Keighley Cougars head coach, Rhys Lovegrove, who joins us pitchside, grabs a magic mic there, just appeared out of nowhere. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I think nothing that I was surprised about. I think what we saw was a top quality team that went through the gears quite comfortably. I thought we held it there for a little bit, but they certainly went through the gears and they showed all the quality that you expect from Featherstone that have hit the ground running.
Where do you need to work on? Is it your attack or your defence, or is it just, forgetting that now and moving on and sticking to your principles that you've worked on all pre-season?
Yeah, I think it all stemmed from one real simple thing, is that since we just missed the collision, we didn't get the space at marker, which allowed Matty Wildy to show a little bit of craft, and they certainly went through this left edge really, really nicely. Brad Day finding a bit of a seam, and they just followed it the whole game. I think it just come from that one real simple trigger that we understand that we have to be a lot better. I think it was certainly a shock to some of my boys. A few of the games last year were pretty cruisy for us, and I certainly think they found the friendly against Newcastle at a high intensity, and that was certainly 2 or 3 levels above that. So they'll learn from that. It's a real new experience for a lot of those boys. But I think something that we've spoken about quite a lot is the ability to execute those small details under extreme duress. And there's one thing talking about it, as well as anyone. It's one thing talking about it. It's another one experiencing that. And I think you could see that with some of the quality there with like Sadiq Adebayi and some of those guys. As the game went on, they were the ones that were showing some quality there because they've been exposed to that at Super League level. And it was a new one for the League One boys, and it was a rude awakening. But we'll go again, and we've got winners on Sunday.
And you mentioned Sadiq there. We were just watching him pop up out on the edge, sort of like a fullback on that right-hand side. Is that something that's a plan from you in your game plan, or is it something that Sadiq's just thinking, I'm going to link up with Keighley on that right edge?
Yeah, no, it's probably more of an energy management thing. Like, that's the second hit out we've had. We haven't really had the opportunity to have everyone on the field for a sustained period of time. Obviously, we lost that Castleford friendly, didn't we? So using him and Aaron Levy into interchange there alleviates a bit of a condensation of substitutions there. So realistically, we got to use him there out on the edge just to spell him that little bit. But I thought he looked powerful. I thought he looked direct out there as well. So certainly something we can look at in the future for sure.
Yeah, I was just going to say as well, I think probably some really good lessons to be learned there tonight, Rhys. I think certainly for your team, in terms of they've been used to winning and they probably haven't been challenged or been in that place before where they've had to be behind by such a number and have to try and find a way to get back into the contest, etc. I think the fact you've probably got 3 or 4 players to come in of that next level of quality is certainly going to help the side. But we touched on that too, didn't we? That there was a number of the players there tonight. That's their first experience of Championship Rugby League. So it's a good experience for them, and hopefully they'll be able to take that on board moving forward. Yeah,
definitely. I think you hit the nail on it. And I think obviously you know this team really, really well. And there were quite a few signs of nerves. Do you mean there? And I think the boys, you could tell the difference. It's probably the first time that we've played on a Monday night as well, under the lights and against a top team, and you could see that coming through, and they'll learn from it. That's the one thing I'll give this group, that they're fast learners. They're really fast learners. They're going to have to be.
Well, that was probably something we spoke about up top, didn't we? We just felt there was a lack of patience and composure, certainly early in the game, especially when you had some good field position, which you didn't enjoy a lot of. It just didn't show that discipline or that patience there to try and build pressure.
Yeah, and that's a byproduct for a lot of the boys from last year. Since it came so readily available last year, you could be gluttonous because it didn't really matter. We knew that we were going to get down there. Your Moa Goros, your Charlie Grahams would get us out of backfield junior sour really quite comfortably, and then we would be able to camp down there. And we knew that we had to be clinical tonight for us to have an opportunity to win this game. And obviously we were far from that with the ball early, and you want to allow Featherstone on your try line that many times that they're going to start scoring some points.
Rhys, how do you ensure that their confidence isn't knocked too much and prepare and look ahead to the next game with confidence?
Yeah, I think it's more about the mindset of how we approach it. We speak about every game and every training session as an opportunity to learn, and that's how they'll see this. It's a tough lesson, do you mean? But we'll mark it and we'll have a look at it, and we'll reinvest that in a Wednesday, and then we go again. And it's something that we've been speaking about for a number of years here, and we've progressed that theory and that philosophy of taking each week as it comes. And something we've spoken about with Championship being such a long season as well. I mean, there's 28 games or something like that back to back, which is just going to be carnage. But it gives a really great opportunity for the players to learn and develop and experience this, and they're going to enjoy it, I hope.
Well, Rhys Lovegrove, thank you very much for hosting us here on Viaplay Sports. It's been a pleasure being at Cougar Park. Like you say, we go again, and you certainly do go again next week. Best of luck. Thank you very much. I'll let you duck off.
Cheers.